You stretch, you stretch, you stretch some more, but you still feel not fully free in your body. You're not feeling comfortable and you're constantly experiencing tightness. Also, a part of you might be blaming you for not stretching a little bit more, or not adding that foam roller that you always wanted to add to your routine, or not spending more time on your cool down and your warm up. What if your body is not here to punish you? Rather, the tightness is your way of your body protecting you. Hey, welcome to my world. My name is Hedi Shah and I'm a body worker and a mindfulness teacher. And I teach change makers to uncondition their bodies, their nervous systems, and their voices from systems built to keep them small, so they can stand, speak, and move through life with sovereign power. If living a life of freedom and sovereignty is one of your values in life, this is your place. In today's video, I want to talk about why stretching hasn't been working for you. And I know it can be really frustrating because you're spending all that time and energy, but you feel like you're not actually making progress. You might feel some release, but then as soon as you stop the stretching, everything comes back. We live in a system that constantly asks us to push through our body's signals. And in this case, continue pulling while the body is telling us that, no, I don't want to be pulled. I want to stay tight. Because the body in this case is noticing a lack of safety in your system. And that's why your muscles are getting tight to protect you from that perceived threat. What if we don't need to continue pulling? Rather, we need to be able to understand our bodies and nervous system's need for safety. In your nervous system, in your body's language, when you're getting tight constantly, your body is telling you that I feel like you're falling forward. I need to be protecting you. I need to be pulling you back. I need to be holding on. And then when we're trying to constantly stretch, we're trying to bulldoze through the language of the body to get what we want. I remember back then, I used to have a tight hamstring all the time. Whether I trained or not, I had to spend a lot of time stretching and foam rolling and hoping that the hamstring is gonna let go. But it never did. Until years later, I started learning about our nervous system and our posture. And the reason we get tight in the first place is because our body feels this lack of stability to be able to fully trust ourselves moving forward. I talked about this a lot in our posture program. So we need to feel safe and relaxed as we are fighting gravity, because every single one of us, every single day, are fighting gravity. And the more efficient our movement patterns are, the better we're going to cope with that. It becomes more like a dance with gravity rather than a fight. When we're constantly stretching, we're actually treating the symptoms. It's the disease of our system, right? It's not giving us a chance to actually reflect on a deeper why, on why this is happening, why I'm getting tight. Every time you get tight, know that there's a protection going on. Your body is not failing you. Your body is not punishing you. Your body is communicating with you. You can either push through or lean in to understand. In my case, my hamstring tightness was coming from lack of stability in my pelvis and in my core. And because my pelvis couldn't stabilize and move in all the direction that it's supposed to be moving, I wasn't able to use my feet efficiently. So I wasn't actually moving, whether it be training, strength training, or even walking. So I wasn't doing that efficiently for the system. So my nervous system had to spend a lot of energy on protecting me from falling forward. And I know, again, we'll live in this system that you have a shoulder issue, you go to a therapist and they look at your shoulders. The shoulder issue is not always about the shoulder itself. So often, The shoulder injury can be related to your pelvis, can be related to your rib cage, can be related to so many different elements that is going on in the body. So out of my own personal needs and injuries, and then later because of my clients, I started working with different modalities and method that actually allows me to have a deeper and a wider lens to look at the body. And being able to look at the body as a whole, not just a piece of joint or a piece of muscle, rather a beautiful system that knows what's doing as long as it's being given the right tools and right understanding. In my case, when I had postural issues, this was where I was, right? So no wonder that I had no core stability, no pelvis stability, and a lot of hamstring activation to protect me from not falling forward. While in reality, we actually need to be in a stacked body position. What do I mean by stacked body position? The stacked body position is when our knees are right over the midfoot, our pelvis nice and relaxed over the knees, ribs nice and relaxed over the pelvis, and my head is nice and free, and my arms comfortably on the side. This is where I can optimally breathe and rest. So this is my resting position. In the conversation of posture, I always use the analogy of a coil. The coil here is resting, right? It's ready to be expanded and contracted easily and effortlessly. But when the coil stay in this position for an extended period of time, like I was in this position, I can't comfortably relax and come back to that relaxed state, that resting state position. That's why my nervous system needs to come up with adaptation strategies to be able to keep me safe. Now let's review a case of someone who has a forward neck posture, right? So we constantly address the neck. People say, tuck the chin in, tuck the chin in, tuck the chin in. But the truth is, the reason the neck, the majority of the time, the reason the neck got into that position is when our breathing mechanics, we might be so collapsed in our chest that we're not getting the expansion that we need in the diaphragm to breathe effectively. And what happens is the neck is moving forward so we can open up our airways to get a better breath. So we can address the root cause in this case, which is the breathing, which the neck will automatically take care of itself, or spend years stretching the neck, doing all kinds of stuff with the neck. These are only two examples of this. You may be wondering, how should I be improving myself? The first and easiest place to start is learning to breathe through your diaphragm, getting the diaphragm expanded 360 degrees, which results in better breathing mechanics, better core stability, and a better relationship between your ribcage and your pelvic floor. I have plenty of videos on how to improve your breathing. I will tag a few of them around here so you can look it up. Thank you for being here and joining me in this conversation. I hope this conversation created some new way of thinking, and let me know how it landed for you. And if you need extra support, check out the description box and how you can work with me. And also make sure that you join my community on Substack called Unconditioned Movement.